Good morning, fellow travelers. Just Jeremiah here in St. Paul, Minnesota. I flew in last night from Palm Springs with the help of my new friend Carrie, and I'm headed to see my mom. She doesn't know I'm coming. I can't wait to surprise her. Now, my mom's in Stillwater, Minnesota. Stillwater's 20 miles away. And since I'm a hitchhiker, of course, I've got to do a little hitching. But I also know that you can't get out of these cities hitching down the street, so you got to get on the bus to the edge of town. That's why I'm at the main terminal for the bus in St. Paul. The flight was quick and easy. I couldn't figure out how to do the onboard entertainment, so I just got to listen to the little kids behind me. And didn't really sleep well or at all. I fidget. I felt so confined. That mask and being crammed in and next to everyone, and not so much, not for me. Well, so I flew in and I stayed the night in the airport until the police came by, kicked me out, and I just said, hey, I got a late flight waiting on the bus. They said, yeah, you got an hour to the next one. They were cool. They just, whatever. Like, see ya, try to go, type thing. And yeah, now I'm here. I got the bus from the airport to here after taking the metro. And it's kind of like a hardcore culture shock. I mean, think about where I was, you know, shacks built in the desert with no laws. And look where I am. There's like police rolling around in a city. It's completely afraid of COVID. And it's cold. It's in the 30s. I'm gonna like sleep outside here for a week or however long. But whatever. It's my choice. I rated my temperature stuff by doing the San Jacinto Peak. Back when I summited it like 3 weeks ago. So I know I'm fine. But yeah, this is kind of funny because I don't. I'm right here where I was whenever I did pretty much this back in 2018. One of my big goals here on this channel is going to be to go somewhat into my backstory, because we all have interesting backstories, and I'm sure there's plenty that you might want to hear about and learn about with mine. And some of you are new to the channel, don't even know that I'm a hitchhiking channel or for now or whatever. But yeah, so here we go. I had been waiting tables and bartending for like the past 20 years, and I enjoy it. I make good money, and I decided one day a long time ago to start traveling. And it took a long time to finally get things together, but when I did 9 years ago, I went, and there's more stories that will branch from this eventually. But yeah, so I went and I moved all over, following the seasons and the tourist towns, going to national parks, etc. And I ended up going to 5 states in one single year back in 2018. I'd done Pennsylvania, where I'd grown up. I was visiting for the winter for like a month or two, and then I went down to Key Largo, Florida, where I had been working on my underwater media and my free diving. And then I went to Alaska. Now, I lived and worked in all these states too, and I spent the summer in Alaska. Then I spent the fall in Oregon, and I was homeless that whole year, just living outside, just being the king of my own world, seeing like whales and mountain goats come right up to me, and baby moose nuzzling my face, and you know, seeing the whole country pretty much. At least some of the more crazy angles, you know, from the Everglades and such in the Florida Keys to Alaska to Oregon. Yeah, and then my mom got really sick. She went into a state of psychosis due to the neglect she was going through. I didn't realize how bad she was in, how bad of straits she was in. And I don't need to get into like who, what, where, when, and how, but I came right here when I realized that she had like pretty much lost her vision. She had gone heavily down into her mental illness, where she was having really dark delusions, and she was basically dying. They were gonna like cut off her legs pretty much. She had edema, dragon scale thick. on her legs, and I flew here just like now, and I came right here, and I left my travels and was basically going to go ease her passing and be there for her. But what ended up happening is I showed up, and she played her favorite music and her favorite movies, and I just, talked to her and loved on her. And yeah, I just realized within a week that she was coming out of it to herself again. And I ended up bailing on my travels for over a year. I moved here to St. Paul, and I had nowhere to stay, and it was like November. I ended up being homeless here in St. Paul, Minnesota in the winter. Now, I know you think like Minnesota cold, but yeah, I would ride my bike 10 miles round trip across the Mississippi River when it would be like -20, -30 degrees out. That bus stop I was just at, that's where I used to go and wait. Whenever I'd go to get my mom, visit my mom. So I was in this town, and it was such a pain in the butt. It's like 2 buses total, 1 in, 1 out each day. And it's like 2.5 hours just to go 20 miles. That's what I'm doing today. So I'm doing all these old routes that in the winter, I mean, there was a point where it got down to -63 degrees below zero. I was living in a homeless shelter. People were like dying in the parking lot that night, like going out for a drink in the car and just dying. And it was nuts. I was like really dealing with like the anxiety of wanting to be there for my mom, but not having the full capacity because I just really hadn't been taking care of myself enough. And I was struggling, and honestly just felt like she was not in good shape when I got there. But I just kept on, and I eventually, thanks to some help from one of my best friends ever, Dan Fletcher, he helped me get moved in like right next to her home in Stillwater, where I'm going to go head to, this senior state facility. Yeah, and I got to live right there, and so I just basically worked there in town, waiting tables and bartending, and I just like took care of her and healed her up, and I got her to the point where she could actually talk about and confront her mental illness with me, which I'm not sure if you know much about like paranoid delusional schizophrenics, but they don't talk about that type of stuff or admit it. It's hard. It's hard when you can just create an alternate, belief system or reality. Having talked to my mom, it turns out that she goes through these states of suffering and she creates other ideas, like walking, living dreams that become her reality. It's just once she does it enough and she's in a dark place that it allows other ideas to come through that aren't so comforting, and that's when it gets so scary. Well, yeah, I'll get more into depth into like what I did once I'm there doing the same stuff with my mom, but it's kind of, just putting me back in that same place I was in. No, it's not. I wasn't in a good place then. But, I got therapy through the homeless shelter. I got out of being homeless there. Although I'm technically homeless now, I'm doing this by choice. I'm choosing to let go of my attachments as a means of gaining control. Of myself. It's hard for me to understand. I don't expect you to. I guess it's just Jeremiah's journey, just my path. So that's all that needs to really know. But yeah, so I wait here for the bus. I'm going to take it up to North St. Paul. Maybe like an hour and a half. And the bus doesn't get to my mom till like 5 in the evening. And I am not waiting that long after it being over a year since I've seen that lady, since she's had a single visitor, did all this COVID lockdown. Got it, I know, but whatever. And so I want to see her now. Yeah, so I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna go hitchhike. So I'm gonna probably do one of the next videos hitchhiking in Minnesota, where it's cold and there's no desert. I'll bet they'll pick me up. I had hitchhiked to see her on a Christmas, because the hard part was that there were no bus lines on weekends or holidays to Stillwater. So like, I had hitchhiked to see her on Christmas a while ago, 2 years ago. I can't wait to see my mom. She's gonna feel so special, and I'm just so proud of her for like, if she's and as rough of a condition as she has been these past years, and she's still alive, it's because she wants to be. And she's genuinely a happy woman, you know, and she's sitting there with nothing. She was a hoarder. God love her. She was a hoarder, and now she has nothing. She loved reading and television, and now she can't see. She loved people. She's completely alone. She had so many clothes. Now she just wears the hospital gear. Everything she loved is gone, and she still finds happiness. I think a lot of us could learn from my mom, and I'm hoping that over the course of this next week, and sharing her growth and our relationship and her strengths, even in times of extreme darkness, that maybe we can all learn and grow from her, because I know that I have, and I can't wait to share it with you. I could ramble on and on. I'm super proud of my mom, and I'm proud of myself and the relationship that we've grown together. I am the baby boy. But yeah, I'm really excited to share that with you too. And I know that this isn't Slap City, but I thought I'd show you, you know, an in-depth look into myself and a window into me. And then I'll get back to the road without any of that shame and fear that my mom's going to pass and that I didn't take steps. I mean, her quarantine ended yesterday. I'm going to see her today. And I really can't put words in to describe like how excited I am and how grateful I am to have so many people that care about this journey and that have even been willing to chip in. So thank you so much, and thank you for watching. Check out this next video. It's so hard to get like the video thing up so I can go like this and do that, get all that in, and it's really hard to manage this stuff. I know my stuff's grassroots and it's not that like high production level, but yeah, I'm trying. Any tips, please let me know, even if it hurts a little bit. It'll probably help me. Take care. Thank you so much. Love you all. Bye, YouTube fam. See you soon.